Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Cautious Trader. I am doing a nightly market update for you all to catch you up on what happened just before the weekend started. So as we move into Monday, you know where to position your trades or how to look at your charts moving into Monday. So I want to start off here with gold. As I told you guys, with gold, it failed to actually even retest the 50-day moving average, the blue line here, and fell even lower. And it fell directly on the line that we had indicated before. This is from long ago. As you remember, I had placed this here. I told you 1695 would be, or 1698 would be a level that we're going to test if we break below 1740, and we did. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens here. We're in the oversold territory on the RSI, the relative strength index. If we do manage to bounce from here, I do think we're gonna go back up. We're gonna test the 1775 area before we can actually test 1821. All right, let's go to Bitcoin and see what's happening there. With Bitcoin, this is quite interesting also because as you see in the news every day we hear about these gigantic companies purchasing huge amounts of volume of Bitcoins, $1 billion worth of it. Yet we don't see the price really moving anywhere. And last time Tesla announced that they bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, we saw Bitcoin break out of this descending triangle, if we can call it that, and move to a higher high. Yet, as we see more companies and more people and more news about Bitcoin, we haven't seen Bitcoin really move. We did sort of break out of this descending triangle here, but in reality, it's been a weak move, to be honest, and it's been mainly supported by the EMA ribbons here. And this could in fact end up being a significant bull trap before heading back lower. Uh, I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. That's why I don't want to do anything with Bitcoin right now, just sitting on the sidelines with cash to see where it's gonna head. If it does fall into the EMA ribbon with high volume and it closes below the EMA ribbon eventually, then we might see it go to test the moving average, the 50-day moving average, which is by that time going to be around the 30,000, 32,000 level. But really the biggest area of resistance we're going to see is in the 44 to $41,000 level. Let's go to USDCAD and let me know if you want me to bring you other forexes as well. Obviously, I'm in Canada, that's why I do USDCAD, but there are other forexes as well we can look into. And maybe just for today, let's look at EURUSD. And I haven't looked at the chart, so it's going to be kind of fresh for me. You're going to see my thought process as I go through it. With Canadian dollar versus the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, we mentioned how it made a test of the 124.6 area previously. It bounced back, but again, as you see, it has failed to really move above this trend line we had established many episodes ago. If it does move out of this and it closes above it, I do think we're going to go to test the moving average at the 130 level. If it doesn't and it ends up being a bull trap, we're gonna roll over. We're gonna go back to test the 124.5 level, maybe even the 124 level. So kind of interesting to see where that's gonna go. As I promised, let's go to Euro USD. And Euro USD, let's see what we can see from it. So We're on the 1 day chart. Let's go to the 1 month chart. And I always love to start with as big of a picture as possible, right? And immediately what we see, if we were to look at this, we see a clear downtrend. And if we establish our channels, let's go to our channel area, make parallel channels. We see this massive red channel that I have just created that euro has actually broken out of. So it was in a very long-term downtrend. It has broken out of it, made a new high here at 122.8, and it's come back down to test the 50-month moving average. And this is significant because obviously this is a strong level. If it manages to bounce up from here, I do think we're gonna go to 125.8 to test 125.8, and then we could get rejected from there. Of course, we're on the monthly chart. Let's now head to the daily chart. Actually, the weekly chart, then we go to the daily chart. And this is how I usually like to do it. On the weekly chart, again, we've made that new high, right? We've come back into the EMA ribbon. We likely will bounce out of the EMA ribbon, and by bouncing out of it, we will go back up to test this higher area. Just in case we don't bounce out of it, we could be looking at testing the 50-week moving average, or even coming down to test the upper limit of this downtrend channel. That's usually something that the price action and the charts do. They come back to test the levels they've broken out of. We could very well not see that at all, but if we do see this coming back lower, we could see it come to test this area, right? There is obviously fundamentals in play, and we can't negate that, undoubtedly. But there are people who say, show me the chart and I tell you the news. So we could be looking at a retest of this EMA ribbons and then this moving average here. If it heads lower, maybe even the trend. Let's go look at the daily chart and then the 4-hour chart. Same story with the daily chart. We're just coming back down to test the moving average here. You see the lower we bring our time frame, the more reactive our EMA averages get, right? Our exponential moving averages, they get more reactive. So we see them having actually flipped here as the price has come down and broken below the EMA ribbon, but it's testing a area of support here. I will illuminate that for you with a beautiful green line. And if it bounces it up from this, if it or comes lower to even test the 185 area with this moving average, we could see it head back up to test our blue horizontal line, 125.475. Wow, I feel like Bob Ross with all these colors. You could have happy accidents happening here. You never know. Or it could turn back up and make even better accidents. All right, with that said, that has been it. If you have questions, comments, leave it in the description below. No, sorry, the description is mine. Leave it in the comment section. That's for you. Leave a like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Thank you for